Today's Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust Meetup. We have a presentation today about one of the newest projects, Lockness. And with that, why don't Chris, take it away.
Thank you, David. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here and to present Lockness. Thanks for attending. I'm shouldered by two of our cryptography and PC engineers, Dennis and Nick. Dennis will be presenting the second half of this presentation. Thank you guys for being here as well. What we are trying to do with Lockness is to kind of gather as many solid projects, algorithms, protocols within the broader key management space, and that includes signatures, it includes key gen algos. It can even go as far as data storage environments and even modules if need be. So we're not prescriptive in the type of cryptography that we will welcome to this project. Obviously, we have as the initiator of this project a strong background in threshold cryptography and multi-party computation. So we will come back to the first contributions we have done, and you'll see that most of them are related to MPC and TSS. But we do want to welcome a broader category of technologies within this space because we think it will be beneficial to everyone. No need to say that it's an open source ecosystem. We're here under the Linux Foundation, so that's the trademark. So the why we ended up getting into this and concluding that this was the right direction was as we kind of talked to institutions, financial institutions, larger companies, we found that all those companies had to some degree strong opinions, defensive opinions on what they could and could not do, and rightfully so, we would say. And so we had to kind of we were met with as a key management solution. First and foremost, we were met with a lot of distrust, and we first interpreted that distrust as something to overcome, and we needed to educate people and so on and so forth. But that distrust would never kind of disappear to some degree, and we just had to embrace that. And we couldn't kind of complain because on our end, in our own company, we're pretty distrustful of anything that comes from the outside world as well. As a cybersecurity company, keys and stuff like that are so sensitive that you kind of don't want to lose touch and lose the control over those kind of crown jewels. And at the same time, it's a complex topic, right? So the complexity of that topic forces you to kind of be open and trust and have to trust kind of cryptographers and trusted authorities out there that will tell you what are the standards, etc. NIST being kind of a no-brainer example. And so there's this between this distrust and that complexity that forces you to kind of look for sources of truth. You have an impossible situation, and we think that the way we could overcome this is by hosting all these projects, not in everyone's own respective corner, everyone like tinkering in their own corner, and no disrespect, even if you are a big bank, if you are with your own team, and I suspect you won't have like 20 cryptographers and 150 security engineers within the bank, focused only on key management and digital signatures, taking into account also the fact that there's a lot of innovation. It's a fast-moving space with new technologies popping up every year. You kind of at some point feel that it's I won't win alone. So it's better if we kind of gather together. But how? Well, the LF decentralized trust, the Linux Foundation, has a um, offers us a great playground because of its history. It's basically the home for technologies that are powering the top 1 million websites in the world and like all the supercomputers out there. So it has definitely a track record of enabling ecosystems around mission critical infrastructure and components, maintaining them, also clearing the legal code base and making sure that you have a solid um, legal frame for the software that is being authored, so that it doesn't penalize anyone. So you have that kind of neutral playground on the one hand, and on the other hand, you have this commitment to creating communities that will solve what we have found to be the biggest hurdle, which is the business continuity, the technology continuity problem. Should a vendor, it's always the same question, it's always the same problem. Should a vendor like defense shut down, go away, get acquired by in some kind of aggressive supplier takeover? There are many different scenarios one can think of. Well, the underlying technology, the critical components, will still be maintained by this open source ecosystem, and we think that's a powerful benefit to actually aggregating as many key management technologies inside decentralized trust and inside Lockness. Um, and if we don't do that, well, a couple of things we see is that blockchains are being adopted here and there in critical sectors, finance, but more over like but more um, health and privacy and data, etc. And so we kind of see that you have like two issues. We've seen a lot of what we consider to be poor key management practices that have been uh, proliferated by a lot of vendors out there. Um, and we say poor key management practices because they're just simply not compliant with NIST key management frameworks, part 1, 2, 3. And so that's a concern. And not having a kind of central authoritative instance that will say yes or no, that will vet things, etc. And having everyone in his her corner do whatever they want, and leveraging marketing to propel and like infuse technology, infuse architectures and design schemes that are not necessarily the most robust out there. One could imagine a kind of forecast that this could have this could cause great damage. Could even lead to loss of funds in the case of digital assets on blockchains, right? So we don't want that. So yeah, that's we do believe there is we need to act now. It's a good time to start now, and make sure that we instead of having all these algos, all these repos, libraries that are out there, we and that are vetted in ways that are non-transparent. We put them together inside the same project under like Linux approved project management methodologies and governance frameworks. We'll touch on the governance framework in a second. And at least there is this there are like healthy, hygienic best practices applied to how we support, maintain, improve, standardize these libraries. And our bet is that um, Lockness could act as this central platform that you refer to, which also increases kind of recognition and trustworthiness. So, yeah, we call to action here and say, it's key management protocols are too complex to master alone, yet they're too important to ignore. So let's kind of gather together under the Linux Foundation, under Lockness, and steer all these these very helpful, useful protocols. Let's steer them to a better future. So yeah, what Lockness will do is to improve debate. We'll have regular meetups where we can discuss technically. We have a Discord channel. We'll come back to that, where we can talk about building the technologies together, reviewing them together, etc. So the improvement part is there, the standardization as well. I think Lockness could also act as a single voice for a lot of different projects, a lot of different companies when talking to NIST, when talking to a lot of W3C standardizing bodies, and aggregate that trust, because thanks to all the approvals and the peer reviewing that will come from one single place instead of multiple scattered places. And then finally, again, maintain. So you can feel safe that over time, as we gather a community, your technologies will be, if hosted, because there's a vetting process. Not everyone will be able to push their libraries into the Lockness project, but once it's there, it's going to be maintained for good, and that's a strong benefit. So I'm going to pass the mic to Dennis.
Yeah, I'm gonna hijack the screen, so I could.
Yep. You want me?
Yeah.
You want to switch? Sure.
I have already switched.
Okay, cool.
So currently, Lockness, what Lockness looks like is this. Is this our team who is working on Lockness, and this is our repository that we have. What you're looking on is 3 years of full-time work of the whole team. So it's, I think it's a, well, first of all, we have 2 big threshold signing schemes implementation for ECDSA and for Schnorr. But moreover, we have a foundation for anyone to come and build their own MPC protocols. We've built a framework for writing MPC protocols. We've built libraries for elliptic curve operations, something about ambiguous hashing, unambiguous hashing. So we've laid a big foundation, and now we are excited to share it by moving it to the Lockness and welcoming more people to come and build more stuff on top of this. Yeah, anything on the side? I think no. Yeah. How do I switch? So this slide, it's about the key challenges, which sort of shape of how we want key Lockness to look like in the future, how which vector of development we want to take. Obviously, we are all about decentralization. We want some decentralized key management solutions to come to life, to make them more accessible, to make them available for everybody. But there are more stuff than this. We want to work closely on improving performance, because one of the key points of why people don't use MPC is because there is network delays, network latency, which makes MPC slower than what can plain non-MPC solution can offer. But we are really hard working on this and making it disappear. We want to minimize trust. Well, first of all, by decentralizing, by open sourcing it, by letting everybody to contribute to develop stuff on this. The more people use the code, the less probability that there is something wrong with the security aspect of it. We're working on standardization. We want to work on standardization. Currently, we are working on, well, we are part of the team who works on frozen standardization in NIST. Then we are interested in post-quantum threshold signatures. It's it's a huge topic. Quantum cryptography is rapidly evolving, and threshold quantum cryptography is also our future. And we are exploring how we can get MPC into the HSM, into some trusted execution environments to make it even more secure, more trusted, etc. So this is what we want Lockness to look like. And if you're wondering whether your project existing or what you have in mind fits Lockness objective, if you could be welcomed into the Lockness, if it fits into these challenges, it's highly welcomed. We do have governance. Governance is a tough point to figure out right now at the current stage of Lockness, because we are mostly developers, and for developers, it's easy to develop stuff, difficult to handle legal stuff like defining transparent procedures. And Hyperledger, Linux Foundation, they really help us with this by providing some templates, by providing some additional inputs, and we are taking off from their framework to establish transparent procedures for including new projects, for developing stuff, for somebody becoming a maintainer of the project. So we aim at establishing transparent governance. But well, at the other notes, it will be much easier to establish governance when somebody actually joins us, and we can discuss what it should look like to fit all the company's interests. Because supposedly we might be working with our competitors within Lockness. So it's really tough to define everything, but we're working on it. So how you can contribute to Lockness? You can submit your own projects which fit our profile to the Lockness. You can join us by well, you can go to our existing repos and pick up any help wanted issues. We labeled a few issues as help wanted, so we are highly welcome. We highly welcome all the contributors to come and help us. We will help you help us. You can always reach out to us in Discord, in the issues comments. This is highly appreciated. So by participating in Lockness, you can help us by participating in Lockness community. You can yeah, I'm a bit lost in join us. There is to join us, but yeah, we welcome new projects, new contributions, and any activity you can think of. We would love some docs to be improved. So any feedback can be highly appreciated. And yeah, if you want to check more info about us, there is our GitHub repo. Then the link to our Discord. Oh, it's LFDT Discord. We have a separate Lockness channel within this Discord, and we have a page on LFDT website. Thanks.
Thanks, Dennis. So yeah, just to wrap this up before questions, again, this is a very young project. It's a couple of weeks old. We migrated our stuff inside of it, the defense repos inside of the Lockness ones. So now it's a Linux Foundation property to some degree, and we've created this logo and this presentation, and that's it. So we're looking for goodwill. We're looking for strategic partnerships. I'm talking as well to a lot of different MPC providers to see if they can they would have they align on the goals and the interest of migrating their protocols inside this hub. But it will completely be shaped by the new people coming in, right? So yeah, that's it. And thank you for listening. Any questions?
Thank you so much for the presentation. I will be in touch because I think we will have some, let's say, aligned interests.
Cool. And for those who intend to join the Members Summit, the Linux Foundation's Members Summit in San Francisco in a week, David, keep me honest. It's in a week, right?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, next week. Then Clarice, my co-founder, will be in San Francisco to present this once again. And so yeah, feel free to reach out to her as well in person. And yeah, of course, you can DM us. We're very open-minded about this whole project. So yeah. Good. I think if no more questions, that's a wrap.
Wait, I see one. Did you already answer that? I see one question on the Zoom chat about, do you have any relationship with other LF
sorry.
identity projects?
Of course, I didn't see the chat. Thank you. Looking forward to. Thank you. Do you have a relationship with other identity? Not yet. Not yet. Again, we haven't had the time to. I guess. Well, naturally, it makes sense for the key management protocols that are produced at Lockness to be able to be compatible with blockchains like Besu or Fabric, etc., which they already are. But so we yeah, the signatures need to be ECDSA, EDSA, Schnorr compatible, Stark compatible, whatever. So that's one. I'm not aware of the specifics of all the other projects. I know there are a lot of them. Perhaps Firefly could be something that we can connect to. But yeah, if you have any ideas or suggestions, we're happy to dig into that as well. In light of the stated principle of accepting cryptographic technology solutions, protocols, and platforms from diverse sources, how will differences and incompatibilities between multiple contributions or projects be managed? That's a great question.
Are you asking about how we are going to merge when there is when there are multiple contributions and we have conflict with merging? Is this a question of what it's about?
Yeah, it feels like the question is like both in terms of the difference of quality maybe, and also kind of different okay different projects entirely. Well, I think that's one item. That's a task that's still to be done, which is to create a template for kind of how we expect projects to be submitted and what are the eligibility criteria. We need to define those more specifically. Now, yeah, it's a project in which you have a diversity of projects for sure. So we'll have to.
If it's like typical projects, if it's like another threshold signing scheme that is being contributed to the Lockness, then the API is, well, we have implemented 3 protocols. 2 of them are open sourced within Lockness, and they pretty much the same. Like they provide very similar API, and we're actually happy with this API. It's very convenient, I think. Unless there are any objections against, unless somebody wants specifically to try something new, it might be a good idea to just keep the same API that we have right now.
I don't know if we answered your question, Jeff, but okay, cool. So, Luke, thank you. Any use of FHE for Lockness? I was hesitant to put it in the presentation. I think yes, I'm naively, but I'm not the technical guy. So I don't know if FHE qualifies as a key management protocol. Maybe.
Yeah, it could be. I think it could be also used within MPC, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. It's a complementary tool for sure, but
it could be.
But it's not a, like, we wouldn't qualify it as a key generation algo, nor as a digital signature, right? So it's an encryption scheme, right? So why not add encryption schemes to the whole, thinking out loud here, then why not adding encryption schemes as well, decryption schemes as well into the Lockness Foundation? I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah, we do use homomorphic encryption already.
Yeah.
It could happen that we might need fully homomorphic encryption at some point.
Yeah. So yes, Luke, that's the question. That's the answer. Is the focus here digital assets on distributed ledger, which I think I saw on, if so, then financial industry concerns such as AML, KYC will be relevant, I think, or are you looking at more general use? That's a good question too. Yeah, we come from the, as a company, as defense, we come from we're a wallet service, so we come from that world, digital assets on blockchains, but we also are pretty involved with the WebAuthn technology over at W3C. So we haven't included those things because they're incubated in similar things as the Linux Foundation, basically elsewhere. W3C for that one, but yeah, I mean, keys encryption that is used for like zero knowledge proof could apply as well, right? So all the any protocol that will any public key cryptography, any protocol that will help manage secrets, I think is can be qualified to hosting at Lockness. So yeah,
yes, so more of general use.
Yeah, but so yeah, exactly. We're not like use case. We're use case agnostic from that point of view. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope it answered your question, Jerry. Thanks for the question. Jeff. Cool. Carrie, I don't know about Carrie. Is it a Linux Foundation? Is it a Hyperledger Linux Foundation project? Okay. Cool. We'll dig in. But yeah, clearly, I see a couple of keywords that seem very adjunct and spot on to what Lockness is trying to do. I'll reach out to these guys. Thank you. All right. Feels like that's the final wrap. Yep. Cool. Well, thank you again, everyone. Hoping to see some registrations and people raising some hands. David will interface, I guess, and yeah, see you on Discord. We'll try to keep all the instant chat on Discord. So yeah, meet you on Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll send the link to how to join the Discord channels to everyone over email right after this.
Sounds good. Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.